For us, Twitter is a way better place now that Elon Musk owns it. Our interaction rates have doubled, and we've added tens of thousands of followers in just weeks. But not everyone is happy about social media censorship coming to light. Let's explore who. But first, let's look into some social media censorship history. In May of 2020, not even 3 years ago, only 50% of voters said that social media companies like Facebook and Twitter are politically biased in the decisions they make. Then again in May 2021, after the 2020 elections and a good deal of COVID censorship later, a much higher 59% said social media platforms were politically biased, but still a stubborn 26% said they were fair and balanced. But now for today's question. How likely is it that social media companies like Facebook censor news and commentary because of political bias? 77% of voters say likely, and 52% say very likely. Only a combined 13% say not likely, and only 5% say not at all likely. That's right, only 13% of voters say it isn't likely that social media sites censor news and commentary because of political bias. For once, younger voters aren't that much different than older voters, perhaps because they spend more time on social media. Though more 18 to 39-year-olds say political censorship is likely, they're about 11 points less likely than older voters to say censorship is very likely. In the previous political bias questions, Democrats were essentially split, but here they pretty much agree with Republicans and independents that political censorship is likely. Though again, like younger voters, they are less likely to say censorship is very likely, still giving big tech a sliver of the benefit of the doubt. But that's a big headline. 74% of Democrats think it's likely that social media companies like Facebook censor news and commentary because of political bias. Now, there's no way to know where this is coming from, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Is it because their eyes were opened due to the Twitter files, or is it more because of their fear of new censorship from Elon Musk? I added up the total somewhat and very likelies to see who had the highest and lowest. Can you guess which demographics they are? It isn't Republicans and Democrats. It isn't conservatives or liberals. It's Biden strongly disapprove and Biden strongly approve. That's right, Biden's strongest supporters are least likely to think social media political censorship is a thing, but still 61% of them think it is. Okay, next question. How serious of a problem is censorship by social media companies? 72% say serious, including 49% who say very serious. Only 7% say not at all serious. Now, I'm not going to dig too deep into the crosstabs here. Basically, this question is almost identical to the previous one, just subtract about 5 points. Well, for every demographic that is, except for a political party. 2 points more Republicans say social media censorship is a serious problem, but 11 points less Democrats. So 74% of Democrats say social media censorship is likely, but only 63% say it's a serious issue, and only 31% say very serious. Only 45% of voters who strongly approve of Biden think social media censorship is a serious problem. Republicans in Congress plan to investigate censorship by social media companies. Do you approve or disapprove of such an investigation? 66% approve, 43% strongly. That's a really big deal. Look again at that question. You see how it says Republicans? So 2/3 of voters approve of a plan by Republicans. That's how important this issue is to people. Here's party. 86% of Republicans approve, 68% strongly, and 63% of independents approve, 39% strongly. Now that seemed low to me, but keep in mind many independents are independents because they don't like our broken political system, and they give Congress the lowest rating of any voters. That's right, independents rate Congress lower than even Republicans rate a Democrat-controlled Congress. 52%, a majority, of Democrats support the Republican plan to investigate social media companies, though only 24% support the plan strongly. Only 19% of Democrats are strongly opposed. Who's most opposed to a plan to investigate social media political censorship? Those who strongly approve of Biden. Isn't that really a strange pattern? More than black voters, more than Democrats, more than even self-described liberals, Joe Biden's strongest supporters are most opposed to investigations into social media censorship. In fact, they're the only demographic that gets to a majority opposed. It's probably nothing. So anyway, just like the issue of banning TikTok, which I'll link the video at the end if you haven't seen it, Support for this investigation is about as bipartisan as it ever gets. So let's recap. Over 3/4 of voters say that social media companies censor based on political bias. Almost as many say censorship by big tech is a serious problem. And pretty much everyone, even a majority of Democrats, approve of Republicans investigating social media censorship. So here comes the big question. With so many voters behind this thing, what will Democrats in Congress do? I want to take a moment to thank all the new viewers flooding in from Steve Kirsch's page. Rasmussen Reports covers public opinion in a fair, transparent, and accurate way, and we're independent. We never take money from the big political parties, and if we ever have a sponsored poll, we tell you who's sponsoring it. We also hate censorship. If you do too, subscribe to our channel and like the video, and tune in for future narrative-shattering coverage of American public opinion. Thank you.